Salam and peace. This is your podcast, quote unquote, Black Woman Speaks Arabic, breaking the stereotypes and the stigmas around, quote unquote, Black women, Black Muslim women, and Black native Arabic speaking women. We're back with season 3 and we're diving deeper with new topics concerning Black women all around the world. I am super excited with the guest speaker that I have with me today. فاصل ثم نواصل. A short break and then we shall resume. كل عام وأنتم بخير. كل سنة وأنتم طيبين. Wishing you all a blessed new year, and for those of you who are Muslim like myself, an extra salutation on the occasion of the month of Rajab al-Murajab. Your podcast, quote unquote, Black Woman Speaks Arabic, is part and parcel of my project, Afrobics Arabic with a Splash of Africa, aiming to provide a safe and supportive space for Black women at the start of their Arabic learning journey with a 1-year aftercare, be it in modern studied Arabic or in speaking like an Egyptian. Should you like to purchase Afro-Arabic designs, please head on to my shop, bintahawadesigns.com, provided in the link below. I actually came across her online around 2 years ago, and I find it very, very timely in the manner in which I came across her. I was actually exiting one of those down moments in my life. It was actually a toxic situation, and what she had to offer was exactly what I needed to help me ground and thrive and kind of like tune into myself. I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us all about who she is. Over to you, sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. I am first thankful to Allah for putting you in my path and giving me this opportunity. Alhamdulillah. My name is Ameenah, and I am a children's book illustrator, digital artist, and makeup digital resources at Mariam Poppins.
Oh, mashallah. I actually found the name quite intriguing as well. Mariam Poppins, that like took me back to my childhood, you know, with, what's the song? Is it a spoonful of sugar makes me...
Yes, subhanallah. Yes, Mary Poppins. You're right.
Yeah. So how did your name start, and how did your journey to your profession start? What inspired you? What got you going?
Okay, so how we ended up with Mariam Poppins as our name is actually based off Mary Poppins, the movie. And Mariam Poppins wasn't about illustrating at all. It was about homemaking. So I just looked at Mary Poppins like, oh, she's like this homemaker and she has her bag and everything she's well structured. And I was like, okay, so I went to make a homemaking blog, and I went the Arabic equivalent for Mary, which is Mariam. And I'm going to do all things homemaking. And that's how we actually started. We weren't doing children's books at all. And then I had my 6th child, and then I was diagnosed as postpartum, and I had to figure out how to manage the anxiety and the stress and things like that. And so they said that if you do creative things, that will help with anxiety. So I went and started doing bullet journaling. And I didn't have any clue what bullet journaling was. My husband had to actually break it down for me. And I saw all these pretty layouts and drawings. And I used to draw, but I stopped when I stopped drawing when I was 18. So I started to bullet journal as a way to help me manage my anxiety, keep track of my habits, and record what I'm eating and things like that to see if there is a correlation between my mood and what I'm eating and just getting structure. And then one day, every year, we do this one word. And my one word for the year was yes. I had to say yes to every single thing that was halal, that no matter if it made me uncomfortable, I had to say yes. So the sister said to me, I post my art on Instagram with my bullet journal, And she says, you should sell your art. And I said, yes, even though I had no clue. I had no clue how to do that. I just had to say yes.
Yes. Bless you. Well, that is absolutely intriguing. I've never heard of bullet journaling before. And ironically, you should bring that up because I was about to ask you, how do you feel, what other ways do you feel that your customers, your students are benefiting? How are they reaping the fruit, so as to speak, from your services?
With that, I see it as when we do two things when it comes to illustrating. We're going to either help you illustrate your book, which helps you tell the next generation your message, or we teach you how to illustrate so that you have the ability to share your message in the way that you want to creatively. And so I feel like this is how everyone benefits. We get to help in two ways, because it's really all about helping everyone, and at the same time, we can do the work for you, and we can also empower you, and you learn the skills and you can do it yourself.
Right. So basically you empower others to help them spread their message through illustrations. Lovely. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay, because something happened with the tab and I was like, whoops, okay.
No, you're fine.
All right, alhamdulillah. All right. So another thing that I found intriguing about your work is actually you're not the first guest speaker that I've had who has some sort of involvement with a book that happens to sit on my child's shelf. So this one, I love nature. I was actually brought up on alternative medicine and herbs. And once I saw your illustration in the book, Sam, the Junior Herbalist, I thought, I've got to get it. My children have to somehow have this, this connection to nature, some shape or form. So I'm curious, even though you're not the writer of the book, do you have any special connection to herbs or plants or the earth in any way, home remedies?
Yes. In our family, we do foraging. We grow our own food. My husband has been doing gardening for a long time. My children do it now. They grow their own food. They're literally growing it right now.
What are you guys growing?
They did bean plants. They did beans, and then the winter came and that stopped. And now I have one of the kids working on a lemon tree, I believe, right now.
Oh, wow. That's like an invitation to lemon tarts and lemonade.
That is
and
so awesome.
Oh, bless.
That's so awesome.
That is wicked. I love it. Oh, wow. And it's empowering as well, to not depend on the supermarkets, with lockdown and COVID, and everybody's like, my gosh, getting out and about and having to depend on, basically someone supplying you and you can supply yourself, basically.
Yes, that's true. 100%.
Okay, so this moves on to my next question. I remember coming across a post you mentioned about bullet journaling, and I remember it was, I think, period before Ramadan, and I had got into Quran journaling. So you didn't mention about teaching others how to bullet journal in the services that you offer at the moment, but I did see a post about Quran journaling. What is Quran journaling, and how did you come about it, and how do you do it?
Okay, that's a great question. So Quran journaling, how I came about it was, I believe, through Bible journaling, actually. I saw a lot of people that were doing Bible journaling. They were really heavy into their religious book and documenting their writings. And I was like, I wonder if there's a way to do this with the Quran. And I went searching through different websites, and I actually couldn't find too much of anything at that time. I joined a Quran journaling group with a sister that was leading it, but I was so confused because there was nobody breaking it down how to start. And I was like, okay, so I started, and then I would post it on Facebook, and I didn't understand. So I just quit. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to leave, and I'm not doing this anymore. And I just fell off. And then I think around 2018, right before 2018 came in, I was like, I am going to Quran journal, inshallah. And I'm going to do it. And I just studied the way that the scholars or the students of knowledge would say how you should document things and how you should take notes. And I just figured it out like that. And then when 2018 came, I was Quran journaling.
Wow, mashallah. So if one wants to Quran journal, what is the first, what would you say is the first thing that would help someone get on their way to Quran journaling?
Okay, so what I noticed with Quran journaling was that there was no structure. And I don't know now if anyone's doing it with structure, but what I recommend is making your intentions first, to please Allah, not to do this to show on social media and things like that. Just make your intentions. And then you're going to Quran journal based off what is easy for you. Some people Quran journal where whatever sort they're learning, they focus on that. Or some people are like, well, I want to do it by theme. So if you want to do the stars, the planets, or the moon, you'll look at all the ayat surrounding that. And then you write down the ayat in Arabic, in English, and the tafsir. Because the tafsir is very important, and some people leave it out, but I would recommend that you add the tafsir.
Lovely, thank you. Okay, before we move on to the next question, I really wanted to know, I was curious, do you have a favorite winter herb or winter flower or anything? It doesn't have to be winter season, but because we're in a winter season and everybody's into herbs and natural remedies, do you have a favorite flower or natural herb? Or
I would have to say this was a hard one, and I really had to think about it. I really like things that help with cancer. I'm really big on just prevention, but I wasn't sure yet which one I wanted to pick. So I'm going to go with mint.
You're going to go with
mint.
Mint. Oh, I've never heard of that one. What is
I like mint. Even if for tea, it's one of my favorites.
Did you say mint?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was hearing MIT, M-I-T. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I love mint as opposed to having coffee. I mean, if I ever feel drowsy in the nighttime and I want to stay awake or feel a bit more perky, I definitely go for mint, but not the tea bags. Not the tea bags. I get the leaves and put them to dry and then just throw them in the mug and hot water. That's it. No strainer.
Yeah, it's really nice, especially for the winter.
Especially for the winter. Why is that?
Oh, I just find it soothing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Here comes the big question. So no doubt you've been on a super interesting journey to get to where you are now. And for anybody who wishes to embark on your journey as a Black woman, a Black Muslim woman, and a Black Niqabi, what would you say are the major challenges that you faced and you overcame in order to get to where you are now?
Okay, so as being an illustrator, there I've ran into a couple of things. Sometimes people did not even know I was African American. And so right now on my Instagram, it has Black owned. And someone would message me and they were like, "Are you really Black? Can you do this? And can you do?" And I was like, yeah, I'm African American, born and raised in the United States. And with being a Niqabi, you like, when someone says, "Are you Black?" you have to prove it. And I'm like, I am African American, born and raised. My parents are African American. My children are African American. And I can't lift. I'm not going to lift my niqab up and this is too much. So that's one thing I had to deal with. And also, just being a niqabi, you have people that just think that they're going to judge you by your appearance. So sometimes just being in a room and you're just trying to bid for a job and you got everybody that's showing their face or everybody's doing something extra, they're dancing in the reels and everybody's doing everything. These are the things as a Muslim woman maintaining haya and just mindful of Allah. You just put your trust in Allah and you do the right thing Islamically, and what's for you won't miss you. And if it's not for you, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to happen. And that's what I stand by in this career, in this path.
So for those who do not know what the word hayat means, how would you bring the meaning across to them?
I would say it's a matter of shyness. A lot of times people do not have that shyness because they are trying to keep up with everything, with the trends, and some sisters feel conflicted with whether they should show their face or they shouldn't show their face on social media. People are saying now that in order for your customer to be a person that buys or to gain a potential customer or a potential client, you now have to show your face. People want to see who's behind the brand. And so a lot of sisters are torn whether they should do that or whether they should stay hidden. It's very challenging.
And yet you've made it thus far. MashaAllah.
That is only by the mercy of Allah, because in a family that is very firm in the deen and try to be steadfast, I'm surrounded by a lot of reminders, because there are times that I've doubted myself, my illustration, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get this illustration good compared to the next person beside me who's showing you all the facial expressions. They're showing their face on Instagram. Their reels are looking really crisp. And you just got my hand and no facial expressions. It is a challenge, but alhamdulillah for the reminders.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, sis, you're on the Black Woman Speaks Arabic podcast, so you know Arabic. Arabic has crossed your path, and it is very much in your life, so I can't let you go without grabbing some gems from you in Arabic. Do you have a favorite phrase in Arabic, a word, a sentence, or a short story in Arabic that you find motivating or inspiring to you? You hold it dear, you'd like to share with us?
Yes, I thought about this and so many different phrases was coming in my head, and I was like, I'm going to go with this one. This changed my life. It saved my life. And it changed my position in the hereafter. Meaning that I'm on the right path by making the declaration of faith. ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah. I I am so thankful to Allah that He put me on this path. I've come from the dunya, and this is my life, and this has changed everything about me. I make my decisions based off the deen. So this is the phrase that I hope to live and die upon.
Inshallah. So for those who don't know Arabic, would you mind expanding on what the declaration of faith is and what does Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammad Rasulullah mean?
I bear witness there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah alone, and Muhammad is his messenger.
All right. So would you play with me?
I'm ready, but I'm nervous.
Blessed. So it's going to be easy peasy for you, sis. All right. With all that bullet journaling and Quran journaling, this is going to be a piece of cake. All right. So I have 3 games for you to choose from. So it's up to you. The ball is in your court. The first one begins with, so I'll give you 3 Arabic letters and you just throw at me any word in Arabic that starts with that letter.
Oh, okay. Try.
Second game is noun, adjective, or verb. So I'll give you 3 words in Arabic and you tell me if each one is a noun or an adjective or a verb.
Okay.
The last one is guess the meaning. So I'll give you a short phrase and I'll ask you just to guess. Give it your best shot. It doesn't have to be right, just suss it out. So which one? First, second, or the last?
I am going to go with noun and adjective one.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 words. The first word is Quran. Is that a noun, adjective, or verb?
Noun.
See, I told you. Ding. Easy peasy. Second one. Yarhab. Noun, adjective, or verb. There's a clue in that word. The first letter of that word is a clue as to whether it's a noun, adjective, or a verb.
I had to phone a friend, and so I'm going to go with verb. I phoned a friend.
Lovely.
We're going to go with verb.
You know it. You got it, sis. Okay, the last one is Azraq. Noun, adjective, or verb. Should I say it again?
I had to phone a friend. And we're going to go with verb. It was a little shaky on this one, though.
Yeah, it is a bit tricky because of the first letter. But Azraq is the Arabic word for blue. Azraq.
What?
Blue, the blue sea, Azraq. Okay, sister, it was really amazing talking to you. I'm so inspired actually after having talking to you, and I got a lot of gems and I'm so grateful, alhamdulillah, mashallah, and I wish you success and at-tawfiq in all your endeavors, and ma'a salama.
Wa alaikum salam. Thank you.
Thank you. And thus we've come to the end of the first episode of the new season. Should you wish to reach out to the sister's services, I'll leave all her contacts below. This episode will be available on Spotify, Acast, and on YouTube. Please share your takeaways, your aha moments, your realizations, your insights. Should you wish a supportive group for Black women at the start of their Arabic learning journey, please go to the link below. For purchases of Afro-Arabic designs, please go to my shop, bintahawadesigns.com. Ma'a salama. Bye.